Hi guys, welcome down to Tech Tuesday, your weekly look at everything to do with technology in golf. Right guys, welcome down to Tech Tuesday, your weekly look at everything to do with technology in golf. And the PGA Tour is back, the Tournaments of Champions, and well done to Justin Thomas, who just absolutely obliterated the field over there. Hopefully, I like Justin Thomas as a player, very exciting to watch. Hopefully this is the year he goes on to multiple wins. Just one of those young players who's coming through. Yes, excited about 2016. 17. And there's quite a lot to catch up on. There's a few things which I didn't include in last week's Tech Tuesday, which you need to cover, and also some breaking news which is coming out just in the last few days as well. So we're going to talk about very premium clubs in Miura being sold, but not really much changing. The new launch monitor from Foresight, which is going to be replacing the GC2. The new Odyssey O-Works putters. And Ben Hogan firing pretty much all their staff, but not shutting down. First up, Miura Golf has been bought by True Spec Golf, which is interesting news for quite a few people who really do define Miura as the pinnacle of irons within golf. The True Spec Golf will manage worldwide sales and also distribution for the Miura brand, although it does look like, and a lot of people have been saying, that the founders of Miura, it's a family business pretty much, are going to stay in place and continue to make these clubs. True Spec Golf say they're going to invest a fair bit of money into Miura to try and boost its appeal a little bit more, because it is a very premium product. You know, it's up there with PXG, and apparently that's one of the reasons why this sale has happened, to just try and compete with the rise of PXG, because they have come out, they've made a lot of noise on tour, and they've also got people very interested in their products. And it seems that Miura have just been pushed to the side a little bit, and it seems like they want to fight back. Now, Miura are an interesting brand because they are associated with not only being a premium golf club, but also being used almost secretly by tour pros when they win tournaments. And that's a very interesting thing to have at your disposal, to be able to use this shadow, this whisper of people using your products to win big tournaments and having other brands' logos stamped on them. That's really money can't buy advertising. The big one is that Tiger all along wasn't using Nike irons, and he was actually using Miura's with the Nike tick stamped on. I've still not seen any hard evidence of that, and I always obviously like to base my opinions on facts. So although there are a lot of rumours, and you could say there's no smoke without fire, I've yet to be presented with something that says, look, here, this is the proof of that. But whatever I say, that rumour is going to persist. And it is true for a number of players. You know, Miura are associated with a number of high-profile tour players who it is rumoured that they play Miura irons whilst being sponsored by other companies and having their logo stamped on. Now, I've hit Miura irons before, and there is no doubt that they are a lovely feeling club. Absolutely, they look nice behind the ball and they feel great off the face. I didn't get overly excited about them though. I think there is something to do with that Japanese steel. I think a lot of people have watched probably too few many samurai movies when they were a kid, and they love the idea of having forged Japanese steel in their hands. And if you want to buy into that, then absolutely fine. It is a nice, exciting thought to have, that you could be wielding a club around which is forged in the same country as all these famous swords. And Miura actively promote this, you know, their foundry and the way that they show how they make irons. It is very hands-on, it's very rustic almost. I'm not sure rustic's the right word, it's not a soup, but I'm sure you get what I mean. My question to you guys is, are you actually that bothered? The thing is, with a top-end premium club, is not very many people are going to splash out that amount of cash. So they are nice to look at, they're nice to think about, but are you going to be tempted to actually buy Miura irons? I think if you have the money, then, you know, why not? Go for it. But are you more of a person who would get fitted and more likely to go for one of the established brands who make irons more affordable for the vast majority of golfers, even though they are still quite expensive? So after almost 6 years, Foresight Sports are releasing a new launch monitor. Now, the GC2 has proved incredibly popular, and according to online sources, I'm mostly using My Golf Spy, who've written a fantastic article on this. For 6 years, it has been the most popular launch monitor amongst PGA professionals, both teaching and club fitting. Now, I think the reason for that is not only is the data very accurate, it's closed data, it takes pictures of the club and the ball at impact, it can also be used more effectively on indoor testing. Because of the way it gives closed data, it takes pictures of the club and the ball at impact. It doesn't rely on any radar technology, which indoor isn't the most accurate. Certainly out on a driving range, using TrackMan, using Flight Scope is very, very useful because it sees ball flight. So it gives accurate ball data to what is happening on that day. But the GC2's closed data, you're effectively hitting into a void. And now the GCQ is a big upgrade on that. So it's replacing quite a few features which people didn't like, and it's also adding in a lot of new ones. So the unit looks very, very different. It's shaped almost like a bit of an hourglass. It's got an easier to see heads-up display. That is certainly one of the problems with the GC2. There is still that dot system in play with the face. So you can put the 4 dots, 3 on the toe, 1 on the heel, or 1 dot right at the top of the club head, and they can give different amounts of data. To get the most amount of data, you still need those 4 dots on the club head, which is one of the minuses because it is slightly fiddly to get them on when you're giving a lesson, for example, and it's not perfect yet, but it is just one of those situations that when the cameras go off, and there are now 4 within the GCQ, you need to be able to read the club head data, and it's not quite advanced to the stage where it doesn't need those dots, those reflective dots on the club head. And it is exciting. I'm a big fan of that GC2 launch monitor. I'd be interested to see how the GCQ compares and what the big advantages are, and also to test it against the new TrackMan, against the new Flight Scope, and those lesser known brands in the launch monitor area. It is one of the big exciting trends within golf now, that you do have these personal launch monitors that a lot more people have access to. Now we are going to be going over to the trade show in Orlando at the end of the month. We've been there for the last few years. We do love it over there. It's absolutely amazing. So we should get our first look at this unit then, and we will let you know exactly what we think. New putter time. So Odyssey have released the O-Works line of putters, and they do look really nice. And it seems that Odyssey have tried to combine a number of different technology within this putter head. So they've got the Versa alignment with a couple of added features, but the main big shouting point that they're going on about is this micro hinge face. And whenever there's a new club face involved in putters, they are saying that it gives more topspin and a better roll because of the way that the micro hinges react with the ball. Apparently this will get the ball rolling more from any type of stroke, so it doesn't matter what you do apparently. I'm looking at the pictures of this putter, the early pictures, they do look really nice. There's absolutely no doubt about it, and it is going to be interesting to try. However, there is one big bugbear with the release that's actually, it's just really annoyed me. So on the press release that Odyssey have put out there to the media, it says, the new O-Works putter with our revolutionary micro hinge insert technology have created a new way to roll, and they will change how golfers look at putting forever. What a load of crap. Just to qualify that point, I am not disagreeing, because I've not hit and I've not had a chance to test it, that this is a good putter. And please bear in mind, I like Odyssey as a brand. I think the putters that they bring out are fantastic. I've got one in my own bag. But it just frustrates me. It annoys the hell out of me when they come out with just platitudes like that. Micro hinge insert technology have created a new way to roll, and they will change how golfers look at putting forever. No, they won't. Putting is keeping the ball on the ground and rolling it towards a hole in the grass. Players have looked at putting the same way for hundreds of years. And it just frustrates me when companies come out with massive statements like that. It's easy to understand why, they need to create hype, they need to create excitement. But stuff like that is just annoying. There's people out there watching this video, please comment below with what putter you are using, that are from 10, 12 years ago, that are still working. Do you think when Rory stuck his Scotty Cameron back in the bag, he was that bothered about revolutionising the way he looked at putting? No, it was a change to his technique that made the big difference. Please understand that if you're buying a new putter, and I like getting new putters, I like shiny new things, that will not solve your stroke. If you want to improve your putting and you want to get better, it comes with changing of technique. That involves getting lessons and going to see someone who is a proven putting coach, and then practice working on your putting. So when you're under pressure on the course, it will help. Now, I'm not saying that if you get this putter, your putting won't improve. It could do, absolutely no doubt, and maybe this micro hinge technology will work. But when it just comes out rubbish like that, revolutionise the way people think about putting, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old and grumpy. And last up this week is a story that actually started to come out a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't manage to cover it in last week's episode. And that is about Ben Hogan Golf pretty much laying off its entire workforce, only having a skeleton staff, but not actually closing down. So what appears to have happened is a few years ago, Ben Hogan came back onto the market. We were there at the trade show when they had a massive area of the driving range, and they brought out these fantastic clubs. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Both me and Rick really enjoyed hitting them. They felt amazing. But the research they were doing, the staff that they had, the offices that they were working out of, the production that they were doing, they simply weren't making a profit. So what's happened is at the start of this year, pretty much their entire workforce has been laid off, which is of course very sad. And they're going to be bringing people in on a contract basis only to work on their stuff. Now what they're saying is they're not going to close down. They're going to continue making clubs. They're going to continue to fulfill orders while they basically get their head straight about how they want to progress. I really hope they can. I really like these Ben Hogan clubs. It's one of those smaller manufacturers who make quality clubs who a lot of people enjoy, but they're just being a little bit downtrodden almost by the big market players. They can't get a foothold. And I'd like to know what you think. Have you tried these Ben Hogan clubs before? Me and Rick really liked them, and I do hope that they can come through this. But it's always worrying when all these people are laid off, and it's also quite sad when they're laid off as well. You know, these are real people with real jobs. It is worrying for the company. You know, when they relaunched, there was a lot of hype about them, there was a lot of hope, but it doesn't seem that the orders have fulfilled that initial potential. But please, like to know what you guys think. Please comment below. Right guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my other social media platforms, which are all linked in the description below. Stay tuned for this week. Got a Finch Friday coming up and lots more videos, and also an exciting trip, which I don't think I've told anyone about. Stay tuned for Thursday. I'll let everyone know. Cool. See you next time.